I wake up in the morning, give my thank yous to Jesus. Finish the lyric. Don't pound me.
You've been listening to the songs. I forgot, come on. Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls,
thank you so much.
Children of all ages.
Thank you so much for joining us once again on another episode of the PlugCast. If you're new here, make sure you do the right thing. Go subscribe. It's another bits of subscribe and then after that we'll bits of notification and then after that you must just come back and watch the whole thing. All right,
we promise we're gonna try to keep it.
Yeah, we're gonna fast. Yeah. I go by the name Chubbito, aka Chub Heights, aka Chubbito, aka I already said Chubbito, aka Bundling King, aka the voice of LOB, aka Rahwedi Books, aka Kadi
This guy. You ruined the intro, bro. What? You saw the motions were going, yeah.
And then I
even seen a rapper when his homie's rapping and he's there and then the bar just jams and he's like,
it's from the hyping. It's from the hyping. It's from that. I know exactly what you're talking about. It comes from the hyping when you're doing something and then your homie's going, oh. And it's like, get him!
Gun bars!
It's like, because in your head you're like, what's up? Yeah, but I'm killing this thing. And then you're like, it's like, no, you are going. But anyway, man.
Yo, my name is MakThata. Tata,
let him know.
Tata, you just gotta put the at the end of the thing. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Welcome to another episode, you know. We're gonna be doing this weekly like we promised. It's been 6 weeks.
Yes, sir. And we're back. Week 7. Week 7. We're gonna keep it going, baby.
7. Can I do this real quickly? There's a podcast that we both watch, and that is very influential in the podcast space in Africa. Let me just go Africa.
Okay.
You know, Mac G. The podcast and chill.
Yeah.
He's putting his podcast on in theaters.
Hey man.
He's putting an episode in theaters.
There's an episode coming. I think it's in theaters, ne?
The one with Zola. The one with Zola Seve.
Dog. But that's power right there. Dog.
Yeah.
That's power. Like that's the power of thing. And if there's one thing I've learned from that guy, fan, is Mona that guy really believes in how to just go.
Yeah.
Because they recently did they recently did like a brunch. I don't know if you saw the episode.
I watched bits of it.
Yeah. And then one thing I picked up from when they were interviewing, people were asking questions. A lot of people were hitting him with those. So what's the bigger picture? What's the plan? You know what I'm saying? But then they were just on some amness to make dope shit.
Yeah.
And to we just gonna keep making. Good, you can see Jorge. His whole thing was like, you know what, guys? I've got an opinion, and I also just like this radio space. And since I've got kicked out of it, I want to keep doing it, and I just want to keep putting my opinion out there. Yeah. And where I can lend a hand to help people out, because there's a lot of like little platforms starting to mushroom off his, exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. Which is so dope. Like he's not even afraid. Because I remember how this new guy who's with him, Saul.
Yeah.
I remember how he got on. The other homie left that he had started the thing with. And this guy came as a guest.
I think the job was saying to him, pick. Because he has another job.
No. That guy wasn't even doing nothing.
No, I'm saying, no, not Saul. The guy that left, Len.
Oh, yeah.
I think the job was just like, okay, no, you have to pick.
Yeah, it was
and at the time,
space.
they weren't making money with the podcast and
chill.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And so I guess there was the other lady who went back, who also just happened to go back to radio.
And apparently this ghost lady character has happened more than once. They've had a couple of ghost ladies, you know what I mean? So
not ghost lady, bro. Remember when he was looking for a co-host and they kept bringing people on?
Yeah, when they were doing that.
There
was one chick. How did she went back to radio?
She went back to radio.
I think I remember that she was actually pretty good.
Where she was like, I'm never going back to radio, and then
and then I think she got called like the next thing about Tama. Well, I mean, if the offer is good,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
If the offer is good, you gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think someone like Saul, I didn't know that Saul was also on radio and he got kicked off. Yeah. But now when I listen to him, he sounds super seasoned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He sounds really seasoned. But I also think a platform that's uncensored like that one is really good for him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He expresses himself really well. Plus, he's got a really, really smart thingy. Like I like his banter. I like how quick he is. Like especially with the sponsors, and he's just like, there's a word I'm looking for, but it's not ironic. It's his sarcasm.
Yeah.
His sarcasm is really smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway,
big shout out to Mac G in the podcast.
Big shout out to Mac G, man.
Congrats.
We're watching the moves. We're emulating the moves wherever we can, and man, I really think like if anybody is really seeing what the podcast space is really about, you know what I mean? Is really about. I think you could actually see that something big is gonna come out of this. So we're gonna keep doing our thing too, man.
We'll catch you at the top, Mac G.
Anyway, man. Moving on to cinemas. Sorry. I think we should just quickly fast go past. Speaking of cinemas, on there's a Malo, I saw a thing, an ad on Facebook.
Yeah.
Of the cinema Game City. And in the ad, I'm seeing people were like, okay, no, the thing is to let.
The rent.
And they're saying the rent is 200K a month. So what I wanted to ask is, Mona, were movies making that kind of money?
Yes.
200K.
Yes.
Movies.
Yes.
Off what?
Off of concession.
What's that?
The food.
Explain. Really? Of the food?
Dude, the can, 330 mils. How much was it at the movies? $20.
It really was, though.
Popcorn. They trick you by the small one being being this price, and then the next one looks like it's double the small one, so and then the large one is like because there's only two things that happen at the movies. It's the tickets and the food. Yeah. The tickets is $100, and then they did the partnership with F&B. Remember that if you were a part of the club, you can get half off a movie if you're an F&B.
Little things like that. I remember that.
Survive. So, yes, 200K a month and then they were making profit.
And they were making profit. That's the other thing I'm wondering. Of that 200
for the space,
and there was still money left.
And then there was there's rental space or whatever, and then you have to pay your employees.
Yes,
you
and
have
then
to pay your supplier for the popcorn,
obviously,
drinks, and all that stuff. And then bow, profit.
Damn.
But there are 3 left, so it's not really.
Yeah, there's a couple left.
Masa
and Pakalani.
Yeah, Pakalani, you eat like pizzas and stuff.
Do you see this happening with
It's coming.
Yeah. Because I would have thought ever since
they're not dropping hot movies.
Bootlegging
No, but it's a nice outing.
How these things are staying open. But the crazy thing is that's actually true because Malobaki Mdu was like, do you know that I go to the movies every week?
But do you see? That's therapy for him.
You what?
But then again, Mdu, that's a loaded statement because you could be getting paid to do it.
Funny enough, he's saying he's not getting paid.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Yeah?
Do we know there's a check behind it?
And then he was just like, man, I love movies, dog.
But do you see, there are people like that.
I'm like, damn.
It's a nice outing. You go to dinner first or you go to dinner after, you hit the movie. Like, you can make it a thing with your lady.
I guess, man.
But the movies they've been putting out are kind of doo-doo.
Are they doo-doo? Please don't give a review of the movie that you just watched because I have to go watch it first.
I'm not.
Yeah. But anyway.
Doo-doo.
Well, then I guess 200K. But do you think the other spaces, that's how much the rent is?
No, it's going to be more because of the location. I think Riverwalk is more.
Damn.
I think Airport Junction. Pakalani is definitely more because it's Pakalani. CBD is definitely more because it's CBD.
200K, guys. The movie.
People like movies, bro. People like outings. Like when it gets back to normal, you'll see all of these things be flooded. You can't go nowhere. People are going to be going to the movies. People are going to be at restaurants. You see what happens when they open and give restaurants permission to sell alcohol. It's packed. Month end, it's packed.
No, that's actually true.
So, you know what I mean?
It's so crazy enough, you speaking about that, about things still closing because of COVID and whatnot, and when things open. You know the Mokolodi restaurant?
Yeah,
it's closed. Permanently now. Last day was this past Sunday, actually. They even put out like a flyer for it. Last day of service will be this past Sunday.
It's unfortunate.
I was like, Esh.
But you see,
MakThata,
brick and mortar is going to.
That is true.
What
that
I
is
mean
very
by
true.
brick and mortar is like actual
just
physical location.
Yeah.
A lot of those places are going to suffer. There's a trend going on, and that trend is going to only pick up. But I think Mokolodi could have done other things than shutting down. I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not something we need to tell the people.
Nah.
Okay.
They'll figure it out.
But I think I hear you. I hear you with the whole brick and mortar thing, particularly because, like, once again, there's more and more talk about how companies have actually, noticed the amount.
I really need you in the office.
The amount of expenditure or the expenditure that they incurred from keeping people more the office compared to making sure that you have internet that's paid for, a dongle or a router that's at everybody's house. You know what I mean? It's actually still cheaper to do that than to have you guys in the office. You see what I mean? And the work, as long as targets are being met, then everything is still fine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's getting bad because especially about the office space in ridiculous. It's where you guys gonna go? Where the best people to go to around here? No, I think people are seeing dust now.
Everything is moving to the digital space.
Yeah,
that was inevitable.
That it was, right?
Toys R Us is Toys R Us.
Toys R Us closed in the US again.
Yes, they closed the physical store, but they have an online store.
Right.
And the reason why is because Amazon was making it hard for them. You see, in places where you can do a lot of online shopping safely, that's where it tends to be. There's a place called Blockbuster. Blockbuster was a place that you could hire movies or rent movies out, right?
Yeah.
You would go there, you pick a movie, there would be popcorn and all the drinks and stuff there, and you buy it, you go home.
Yeah, I
do
remember.
Things with your family.
Yeah.
And then Netflix approached them to partner up, and they said, no, this is a goofy thing. Now look, Blockbuster is closed, and Netflix is just
I do remember
So,
there was a conversation that happened between them, and they were like, nah, you guys aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, they were just like very dismissive.
Hey, don't worry about it.
This is unsustainable business, blase. But now look, everybody's moving to the digital space. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. Like,
that's so crazy, man.
So I see why the cinemas are what you call it? The cinemas are dying out.
Yeah.
Would you, as a movie producer, rather get a guaranteed check of $60 million for your movie after cost, after all your co-production costs and stuff, or would you chance it at the box office in these times?
Box office now, no.
What do you see?
No.
There's a movie, Michael B. Jordan, coming out, and this is not a plug, on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
They got paid what they got paid. Instead of going to the theater and saying, okay, let's see how much we make, and then
that's also like a thing where so even now the business sense of movie making is changing now.
Yeah,
it's a lot of this. There's a lot of upfront type stuff. No more getting it off the top.
But it's a lot of, okay, we want to go make this movie. I'll give you an example of The Irishman with Robert De Niro. What's Scarface's real name? Al Pacino.
Yeah.
What's this guy's name? This guy's a brilliant actor. He was brilliant in this movie. But anyway, that whole cast, right? And the director, Martin Scorsese, they just went to Netflix. He pitched the thing. He's like, this is what I have. Who's willing to come and act in my movie? And they saw all the legends on the list, and they're like, let's do it. And they gave him the $100+.
And you just pay, and that $100+ is the fee for the actors.
Fee for actors. Obviously, you have to come with a budget, but
and all those things.
Fee for actors, movie rights,
how
much you're getting paid, how much you're paying yourself. Exactly. So do you see? So
and then you're done.
Yeah, and then you're done. You
go run it and then bring the movie.
Yeah.
Ish.
They'll take care of the marketing. They'll take care of all that stuff. Whereas before, the marketing would come out of your budget.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And then they just do everything themselves.
After you turn the movie in, they do everything. They set everything up. Promo runs, they set up everything.
Dope, man.
Release dates, all that.
So dope.
Yeah.
Anyway, man.
Yeah.
Moving on to business that's a little closer to home. I gotta make sure I plug my homie. First of all, shout outs to the homie Scar. Scar dropped an EP.
Shout out to Caesar.
Shout out to
Where
Caesar.
does that name come from?
Caesar. I actually need to ask him where the name Caesar came from.
All right.
I actually need to ask him where the name, because some people will just be like, you mean Caesar, like Scar is Caesar. No.
Could be the Roman Emperor.
It could be. I just need to check why. You know what I mean?
It could be the low cut Caesar, the haircut.
It could be that, because
we know things, man. Caesar, you know?
Yeah, no.
I don't know if I told you the story of how I met him.
You did.
I did.
You did. And I
wonder if he remembers.
And I can't let you tell that story. You need to tell it when he's here with us.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. So, the homie dropped an EP, I think about a week or two ago. It's called Khabroni San.
Okay.
I think that was such a dope name.
S-O-N.
Yeah, Khabroni San, the son of Khabroni.
How many tracks?
I think it's about what? It's like 5
tracks?
5 or 6 joints, if I'm not mistaken. It's about 5.
How many features?
How many features? He's got Ozzy F Teddy's on there. He's got D-Rap on there. He's got J Dot on there. He's got Vizo on there. Production is all done by Fella.
You know, I like things like that.
Projects like that.
When you can sit with one guy and you craft.
And then just, yeah.
But the producer has to be smart enough to bring in other guys to help him with the sound.
Very true. Very true.
Otherwise, you end up getting a Nas and Kanye album.
Yeah, you need a team that. Yeah, you need a team that can work that well. You know what I mean? You need a team that can work that well. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna plug much of it, but I did an interview with him.
Look out for that interview.
Spoke about that.
Heights of Man Radio coming soon.
So you'll definitely get the links to that really soon. So you'll hear about that there. But one thing I can say that I didn't mention on the thing is there's been a super great response from a lot of the older guys, funny enough.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the older heads are really happy with this project.
Okay.
A lot of older heads.
Quintessential ska.
I don't know what you mean by
that. Is
it
SCA? My middle name is Super Trailer.
No. But funny enough, one thing I will say is I'm going to bring in the conversation we had the other day when you were asking me about you've just noticed that Scar seems to be rapping a lot in English lately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if if that's where your question is leading.
Yeah. Because I have noticed
he raps a lot in
on
English.
The outside looking in, there's Scar and then there's Labadi.
Yes.
So that's why
that would be a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's more Scar this time.
Okay.
It's more Scar this time. I can't really. I think maybe that's how I would say it. It's more Scar this time. There's a hint of Labadi here and there. Obviously, as the music has been made over time, the two have managed to kind of blend in Yana. But I think one thing I came to notice, I've come to realize that.
Give me an idea for an album.
Huh? Don't give it away. But one thing I've come to realize is once he has, you're gonna say something that I once said. Trust
something
me.
that you were supposed to do.
Yeah, but we had this conversation again.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Continue.
So anyway, but that's actually could be a good idea for a new EP.
For you.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I say to him,
even with the features. Oh.
See,
and the production.
See. So yeah, we got to get on that. So anyway, I remember when I said to you, I have a feeling that I think now that he gets the chance to A&R his own music and give it more. Oh my God. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Nightmares and dreams type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Go.
Now we're going. But now it's Anyway, so this project basically, I think like I was saying, because I think he has the chance to A&R his own music more, pick the way he wants to do his things. There's less of him trying to craft a single for radio type of or this. He's just being Scar.
Yeah.
The way he wants to be. Yeah. If he feels like I'm gonna rap in English, don't do that.
Okay, sorry. I just want to cover my head.
Yeah, no. Anyway. Now you have to talk. Now you have to talk about Scar now because now if I keep talking, I'm giving you the chance to think a lot.
Sorry.
But basically that's what happens.
Okay.
And so look out for I'm just gonna say look out for the interview because if I let this guy start, if I keep talking, he keeps quiet. Then he thinks too much. That's why. Stop thinking when I'm free to.
Yo, shout out to Scar. Scar. The reason why I'm happy about this project and I'm happy about the turn that you're taking is that a lot of times in rap music and R&B music, they want to age us out.
Yes.
They want to age people out.
Yes.
I mean, I say us because I'm not a rapper or an R&B singer. But in my heart, I'm an R&B crooner. I just don't have the vocal cords for it. So anyway, I feel like they want to phase you out. They always say it's a young man's game. It's a young man's game. But at the end of the day, at my age, I can't listen to the young kids. I can't listen to the young boys. I can't listen to the people that my brothers are listening to because I can't relate to them. Even sonically, sometimes like Blueface. My brother loves Blueface, but I don't get it. So it's not going to appeal to me. But you know what I do understand? I understand 444. I understand King's Disease. I understand but there's an album that I liked. I didn't like for a simple fact that the guy used Jay-Z as a crutch. I don't like but anyway.
Yeah.
I like.
It would have been so much better had he just been alone, or at least just one joint.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But so I like the direction, Scott. Keep going. Oh, and I hope other guys from that time, from that era, also are just like, you know what? Let me just give the world my offering.
Hey, let me just
However, guys, please do it properly. Don't age yourself with the music that you pick to rap over. Yes, I know we love boom bap and we love the era that we came from.
Yeah.
However, go sit with fella and build a bridge.
A young dude.
That's why Nas can go sit with
a Hit Boy.
With Hit Boy, who is 20. He could be his son and make a Grammy winning album. You know what I mean? So go sit with fella. Go sit with where's Bangu?
Bangu's around, but Bangu's our age, I guess.
But he makes music.
Yeah, of course.
You see, and then I think like Bangu's the most diverse of them all.
Balaclava Blanco, Amos
go sit with these kids.
Those guys.
You know what I mean? These kids.
Those are the ones that Ninja's doing really well for a lot of older dudes lately. Yeah.
See, I know these kids, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on.
But anyway.
But sorry. Just to finish off on that last part that you were saying. I was watching an interview, Yabo Walo Le Gili Maloba. By interviewer, it was an interview that they did with Flex. Flex said something really, really amazing. Well, I'm not sure if I'll say it's amazing, but it was really interesting. Flex actually said, sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. Flex actually said, one thing that he would encourage a lot of older dudes to keep doing is to keep dropping music. Like he was like, this is one thing that older dudes need to learn from younger dudes. Don't stop, keep dropping music. And he was like, this is the one thing that makes him like pick people that he puts in his list of top 5 or top 10. He also picks like how active you are still. You know what I mean? He also looks at those things. So he was just talking about that. And then one thing crazy that he said, you know what he said? He was like, one thing that he would like if you're an older artist, that don't go making whole projects. Make like an EP type
5 to
thing.
7, bro.
I've
always believed
he was just saying make just a few, because he was like, and his reasoning to saying that was, at your age, you're not doing as much as you used to do as a kid. You're not on the block watching the streets and the activity as much as you. So you can't really be telling that much of a story anymore. So don't kill us with 15 tracks. Miss the same thing. And I don't know what you say. I was hearing that other idea. I was hearing what he was saying, and I don't know what you think about that.
No, I understand. I've always been a fan of 5 to 7 tracks. I don't like number one, as a fan listening, I want an album that I can pop in and I get to my destination. I'm like, damn, the album it's over already.
Yeah.
Where opposed to how
many more joints?
I just got to the first half.
Hey,
and
how many more joints?
I've driven how long?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back when I was a writer, I didn't want to spend so much time. Okay, for me, the studio, when there's a bunch of people in there and I'm watching the magic happen, I love those moments.
Yeah.
But for me, I want to just focus on, okay, we're going to make this, and this is how we're going to make it. These are the beats for it. Let me go home and write. And then we spend more time on the post-production than we do on the pre.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was always big on 5 to 7. Let's keep it 5 to 7.
I think that makes
But Flex
sense.
is a point. But Flex said something else in that interview. I was just like, okay, Flex, this is where your bias is
now
hitting you now.
He's going left.
Because he still has beef with Jay.
Well, of course.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on.
Of course. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. What's been happening?
There's something that you sent me. Actually, no, we'll say that for last. Explain to me. How did Kagiso troll V?
Okay,
but I feel like they do this all the time.
Hey, now
but
I'm gonna
anyway, explain.
Now you'll tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Right. A video comes out, right? This video is a video of Kagiso on a thing. I think she's reading. She must have been on live, and I think she was responding to people, but we were on live like somebody, and then somebody in the live commented and said to her, let's do it as you know what I mean? Like let's just talk in Setswana, like let's leave the whole English to her type of thing on some nah. Let's just leave the whole English thing. Let's just talk in Setswana, my nigga. Like, and I think she took it as a shot, a jab, well, you think I can't speak English type of thing. So in the process of her trying to finesse or trying to answer as nicely or as jabby as you could as well to the person. Bullets. I guess, man, because in her whole attempt to jab back, somehow she decides to throw this guy in and turn the phone there and be like, I'm not like this one. She's like, you know what? You're telling me not to speak English.
When this guy around?
Hey, there's people you can talk about, but I like this one. And she even like tilted the phone at I'm not this one. So enough for me, I'm like, Moki gazebo once. Gazebo, sure. I'm a gantad. So me, I'm like, yes. But surely.
No.
Okay,
so people are gonna take it out of context.
So me, I'm just gonna finish off how it came through me. I saw this and I was like, but this shorty, how is she gonna? I'm in my head. I'm just like, but this shorty, does she rate this nigga? Like, how could she just do that? Is this cool?
You're thinking too deep.
Maybe.
Y'all are
and then
too
so then I talk. Okay, now hold on. I talk. Who do I talk to? Okay, I think I sent it to my lady. And she was just like, and then she laughed it off on some. Hey, but these two. And then her whole thing was, maybe this is how they talk.
That's like, okay, yeah.
Waban. And she was like, maybe this is how they talk. But it was like a whole debate there, back and forth about this and that and this and that. But obviously, since we're here, I want to hear what you think about it, because that's how I saw. And I was like, shorty, come on, yo, come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and your lady are friends, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all been together for a while now.
Yes, sir.
And y'all can throw jabs at each other.
Yeah, that we do.
And
even in public, funny now. Yeah.
And no one gets offended. It's just it's like, okay, he caught me or she caught me so quick that I don't even have a comeback, or you always have a comeback ready. And it just because it
leaves you open like on something.
You see. And y'all always throwing jabs at each other, and it's an unwritten thing in your relationship that this is a safe space for us to throw these kind of jabs at each other.
Yeah.
Without getting to the point where it is gonna cause friction. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like y'all look too much into it, especially because the whole story of the phone came out. And then all these other rumors that come out about, remember when the newspaper said something about money being split and all this other stuff, and he's putting things in her name, and like y'all are paying with, this is just a couple having fun with each other. She's just throwing jabs at her person. Because he knows.
We're looking too much into this.
Way too much, I think. Because me and my lady, we throw jabs at each other all day, every day. You and your lady throw jabs at each other all day, every day. Even in public, in front of other people. My girl is throwing jabs at me in front of you.
Yeah, no,
you see what I'm saying? So
I don't know, man.
So, like, I feel like this
because
is just...
I kind of hear what you're saying, because I tend to feel like the way I've seen them being jokey, it kind of makes me feel like it's not too far-fetched that if somebody was to say, or even if she was to say, but I say this to him directly.
All the time.
When I joke with him, I'll say this to him. I'll tell him what English is not your thing.
Yeah.
Type of thing. You know what I mean?
You saw what that was?
Nah, who there?
I'll tell you later.
I bet. So I don't know. It felt like a troll though, dog. Because now it's just
that's the fun of a relationship. If you have a partner who's not sensitive like that and you can troll each other even if it's online or offline, like, you know what I'm saying?
So basically, Tota, you feel like what really matters is how things are in the home.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what y'all think. We know what's going on.
Then it's alright.
Yeah, we know what's going on.
Okay.
But it's refreshing to see that from them because everything seems so
staged
and photographer.
I guess I would hear.
I know she has a brand and a thing to uphold, but that's those moments are cool to see. I'm sure people have enjoyed it and they laughed. You laughed.
Yeah.
It's mad funny.
No,
Can you imagine on a live and you're like, not like this nigga. Yo, she funny. She funny.
Hey, but she was like, hey. She was like, hey, I'll speak English. I'm not like.
And I'm sure
and
he was just there like
he's there in the background when I land on the phone with somebody there with those dreads like throwing around. It's like,
shake them dreads.
This brother he doesn't know he's being put with fire here. But it's alright though.
Shots.
It's alright though. Anyway, man.
Let's move on to
what else we got going on?
You sent me the Drummer Boy thing.
Hey. So I don't know if you saw the other day, or I actually sent that. I don't know if I sent it to you. I sent you the tweet.
Yeah, a screenshot of the tweet.
A screenshot of the tweet that came up, Maloba. So now, Maloba, actually, this screenshot comes up it came up in one of the groups that we're in.
Yeah.
In one of the entertainment groups. And in the entertainment group, guys are on some, you know what I mean? There's a post that was put up by Drummer Boy, and Drummer Boy is basically saying,
hold on, let me read the tweet.
Yeah.
The tweet says...
It says...
I just want to die young, but God kept rejecting my request. That's the tweet from Drummer Boy.
Okay. I don't know much about why he wrote that, but one thing I do know is... the little bit that I do know... that there's nothing I can say because it's information that's already out there, is drama has just been having situations in terms of just financially.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on like personally, but I do know that there's been a lot of talks about he's been seen working at a particular, place that people don't expect to see him working there, doing a job that people didn't expect to see him working there, which is also a thing where I don't know, maybe if it's just like a thing that we go through as people at the same time, where you revere someone so highly that you don't expect to see them working. I don't know, especially when you're a musician or whatever, people are always just have this expectation that, but you're a musician and you're very popular, why are you working, or why are you in a combi, which I think is stupid, but it is what it is. So, but now the thing is, this thing made me think about those situations, like that situation. Now, when I saw this thing, my hope had been at the time, I'm hoping things will get better. You know what I mean? I don't know. Enough for me, it was one of those things where I felt like, okay, nobody wants to see him working, but I'm hoping he's doing it for money to try and get by. So my whole thing had just been, like we always say, to young dudes who are always like a little ashamed of what they're doing, if you're doing it to get money and to get by and to feed yourself, then don't think about what other people are saying. So as long as you're not out there harming anybody and doing anything illegal that's going to cost you your life or cost you your freedom. So it became one of those things where now when I saw this thing, it made me wonder, what's going on? Things are not getting better because there was also little stories because apparently just his appearance was not looking okay. He wasn't looking healthy, but he's a scrawny kid. You know what I mean? So I don't know if people were just feeling like he's a bit scrawnier than usual, or hormona, or he just doesn't look happy or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He's been off social media for some time. Not off. He's been putting up pictures, but people have been led to believe that these are actually not current pictures. They're old pictures that he keeps putting up, and he's not looking all right. And then I did see a recent picture of him, and it proved to be true that he's not looking okay. But once again, it was one of those things where I didn't know what's wrong. He just looked like he's just been grinding. Like kana thought that a lot of times when the standard of living that you're living just kind of falls nyan. I mean, the boy lives off music and performing.
Yeah.
It's COVID, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like you see what I'm saying? So obviously a person has to be a bit more, tighten the belt nyana. You can't be spending as much as you used to. You have to be sparing with money. So I don't know. For me, I'm hoping it's not as bad as it sounds when he says that, but a lot of times once you hear things like this where a guy is wishing death upon himself, now it's either a cry for help, and now the question is you get what I'm saying?
All I can say is, young man, please get some help. I know, like I'm hearing, things aren't easy, but in life there's ups and downs. There's a season for everything, and sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but you can't let the down hold you down. So if you're going through things, bro, just don't be too proud don't be too afraid, too proud, or whatever the situation may be, to ask for help, because your family still needs you. No matter the situation, your family still needs you, and we would hate to be posting rest in peace Kama Boy next week, honestly, or the week after that. It's not your time. Don't take your life. The reason why God's refusing, because it's not your time. He didn't write that in your story. So I don't know, get help, bro. Like,
I think you honestly should, man.
And all you OGs, you big homies, the elder statesmen of this music industry, man. There's a kid who's crying for help. Reach out. I'm not saying reach in your pocket to give him money, but
whatever you can
help. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Advice,
like, talk to him,
listen
let
to him,
get the things off his chest, whatever it may be. Like, you guys are in an industry and you're a brother/sisterhood. Y'all should be able to hold each other down. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's competition and all that, and everybody's got to eat, but at the expense of his life, nah, man. Reach out. Especially everybody who was his boy when he was up. Reach out.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Anyway, man.
Spend way too much time on this lady.
I don't know if this is the last topic. Well, what are the last topics, I guess? I just want to plug my brother VS. VS Cufflinks has my brother VS Cufflinks has VS got in on a very spiritual path a few years ago.
Okay.
He's been, I don't know, I'm not gonna say he's a minister, I'm not gonna say he's a priest. I know that he preaches now, though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I remember having a really strong conversation with him when he was starting out, and he was just on some dude. Wherever you see people getting onto a spiritual path, a lot of people around them are always gonna feel like you're going crazy, maybe, or whatever. So I'm expecting people to think that, but it's fine. As people see me doing my thing, you people will accept me for this. And it's crazy because, man, like, people have accepted VS just for being this Christian and godly person now.
Okay.
Like, nobody is giving him a hard time about it. And I'm so happy about it, because what he said what people are going to do is what people are doing now. Like, people have accepted it. And he was just like, watch, man, just watch the power of God. People are going to accept me. You know what I mean? But anyway, VS now has a campaign that he's working on called Man Up.
Okay.
It's a campaign that basically is just getting the men in society to just man up and just try to be better role models for the upcoming young homies and young men, and you know what I mean? And I personally felt like this was very fitting, particularly for you. I mean, you have Lil Man now, you know what I mean? And I really wanted to hear what you would say about it, because I do know that this is definitely something that, personally knowing you as my brother, I know how strongly you feel about being a great role model. I know how much, and for all the stories that you've told me about about Theo and all that, you know what I mean? I know, like, how much that means to you, and the effects of having that type of, role model in your life and needing it.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to do a quick thingy for VS as us, you know what I mean, for his page and his campaign page. But basically, that's basically what the campaign is about, and I don't know what you think about it.
I'm for it. I'm for anything that will help people become better. I'm for anything that will help people grow. Things that we know to be true 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago, 100 years ago are not true.
Explain.
Just the way society was staged.
Yeah.
You remember there was a time where yeah, things like that.
Okay.
Where the Celepa one as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know the Celepa one.
The one where it was the one they give women about the knife. To translate for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That one.
So these things are used to kind of give men credence to do bullshit.
It's actually Mangwana, not Mangwani. Sorry.
So I think it gave men an out to just be men. I'll use that word.
And use it as being a scapegoat.
Yes. So a lot of this behavior, bro, like for me,
yes.
I don't understand. Like the one person that you spend most of your life with, you want to treat them like, you want to use culture to kind of step on them and their rights and their feelings and stuff. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I don't ever want my son to grow up thinking it's okay. I was at Airport Junction one time and I saw something that really pissed me off to the point where I had to get vocal about it. I was at a store in Airport Junction and these kids in uniform, mind you, in school uniform. There were three of them, three boys, and there was a girl standing in front of me. She looked like a kid still. So these guys walked by once, hit a lap, walked by again, hit a lap, and then they come and they stop. And they try to talk to her and engage in a conversation. And she wasn't interested. So they start swearing at her and start calling her names and just belittling her. And I got pissed. And to the point where I almost got like physical, right? Because I don't support that kind of stuff, right? Like your father and your mother didn't teach you to become that kind of a person.
Yeah.
So where are you getting this thing from? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a guy at TK Kirkland who always says, "Who raised you? Like who told you to come outside and try to make a woman feel less than because she doesn't want to talk to you?" That's her right to say, "Yo, dude, I'm not interested." So this girl was almost in tears. That made me even angrier.
Yeah.
And then what made me even angrier is they know who I was. And they know my brother. Like all of this stuff was just enraging me. Anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Man Up campaign is needed.
Very needed. Very much needed.
I feel like a lot of men in general, we are quiet in times when our women need us.
Yeah.
There are things that happen in society that you are letting other men get away with. We, in our circle of friends, we make sure to check behaviors that are very, very, very suspicious or predatory or anything like that. Because I have a son, we have sisters, we have, like, it affects us all the way around. So I'm for it. Yo, VS, big up to you. We are definitely gonna come out if you have something that's going on. We'll make sure of that to come support, because I think this is a great initiative. Definitely. We need to retrain on what it is to be a man, or to adjust society's standards of what it is to be a man, because I feel like a lot of the stuff is bullshit.
Very true, bro. Very true. Okay. On the aspect of, just on that topic of being a man, and okay, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Right? I'm gonna give you a story that I read. It was a scenario with it's the scenario from the story. You tell me what you think about it and what you would do. So this guy puts up a story, right, on Facebook, and he's just on some, guys, I'm traumatized. I feel like I really need help. Guys, tell me what to do. This guy is married. He's like, I recently got married, and but I came into this new marriage with a child already. I had a child with another lady, and my child is an 8-year-old boy now. She's like, and he's like, okay, so he's like, the other day, no, he was like, last night, my Horahore, he got a call from the son, Amorari, the mother, this guy's baby mama, has had an asthma attack. Now this guy is basically saying, I've always known that this woman had asthma, and she always had asthma attacks, and I knew how bad they were.
Yeah.
So it just so happened that at this particular time there was nobody to help. He was like, now these two have only just moved recently to like those neighborhoods, so it's like maybe like new neighborhoods, like maybe like maybe it's a new area where they've just distributed guitar. So they're living kind of like a little far from where they can call people or get help or whatever. So, and they don't have a car, they rely on like maybe public transport type thing. So his whole thing is like, I understand how bad the situation is. So my thing had been, I was trying to go, and I'm telling my wife, let him, this is what's happening, and how about this boy the situation is bad. So he's like, the woman on some, no, you can't leave in the middle of the night. So this guy's like, I think the call came in Kabuma 10, and then this woman is refusing. Now there's an argument in the house. And then finally we had the sister. He tries to call his sister. Go check those people, because this is what's happening, and I'm having issues here with moto. So he's like, okay, no. And then he's trying to do that, but the sister is not picking up now. So he's just feeling like, dude, there's no other. I'm trying to call people at this particular hour. Obviously, people aren't going to pick up. And I know what's happening. If anything, let's go together. What's going on? Yeah. This woman, I really let this woman together in the room. This guy's looking for the key. This woman is looking for the spare key. This was when now he was trying to leave by force now. And then from like next thing, this guy is like he tries to end up calling, and then I think from like 12 up until like 5 in the morning when he ends up calling, and I think the son. And then the son he gets a call from the son at 5 in the morning. The son from like the kid had to leave the yard, go to like find houses, and then they gave him the phone for aletse. And then basically, long story short, this woman passed, and this kid was there when this woman was passing. Like, he watched the mother suffocate, or you know what I mean, to death. And so this guy is just on some, I'm sorry, but I cannot forgive this woman for refusing to let me go help these people. You know what I mean? And he feels like there's nothing he can do, but he can't be with this woman, because this woman, he's like, this is an unforgivable level of evil. Your jealousy is so important to you that you wouldn't even come with me to go see what I was showing you. When your thing is your baby mama is just trying to cause disruption in my home. So, at least the mother of my child is dead. Once again, obviously, that means I have to take care of this child now. Maybe this child is going to have to move in with us now. So that's what the guy was saying, and he was just basically like, what can I do, people? Like, am I being unreasonable? I don't want to be with this woman anymore. No. What do you think about it? And what would you tell this guy?
Run, bro. Run.
Yeah.
Because if she can do that to her, what is she going to do to your son? Run. For me, dog, like, the woman who gave birth to my son, I hold her in the highest regard. Because the gift of life to me is, bro, like, I would give my life for my son. Like, that's like, so especially if I know, like, and you know, she suffers from asthma or from something, and you know how bad it's gonna get. And I'm telling you that it's not what you're thinking it is. Let's go together. This woman is suffering because you know in your head that gasp for air, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, I had bronchitis when I was a kid, dude. Like, and then for an 8-year-old to watch his mother's life just go in front of him, bro. Like, it's just, in oh boy. Like, I don't even know what. Okay, no. Let me do this.
Yeah. I get you, much.
As a Christian, they teach you to forget, to forgive.
Yeah.
7 times out of 77 times 70, like that. They forever forgive.
Yeah.
I get, but I understand where he's coming from. This woman who gave me my son, who needed my help. My son cried out for my help. I could have saved this woman's life.
Mm.
And you refused to the point where you locked the door for your own personal reasons. My son will forever be scarred. He's going to suffer from PTSD now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's going to have PTSD, not suffer from. He's going to have PTSD because he watched he watched his mother's life leave her body.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, look. Leave. Like, you have the right to leave. I'm not going to judge you. Yeah, do your thing. If
yeah.
Because essentially she, like, I don't want to say, but I have to say it. She's complicit.
Yeah.
You know a person is suffering.
Mm.
Life and death situation, and this is how you react.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So look, man, I'm not gonna hold you for saying you don't want to be with this woman. Go raise your son. I don't know, because if she can do this, what can she do to your son? That's what that's my next question. Yeah. Imagine your son is going through something and she's just watching him. Because she wants to be, the fact that you have a son is she hates you for it. But what can you do because you lived life before you met her? That's just my 2 cents, bro. Like,
okay, man.
Go raise your son, bro. Go raise a man. Go raise a man. Go raise him to be the man you want him to be. One that's gonna lend a helping hand when people are suffering.
Man up.
Not lock people in the room.
That's right, man. That's right. Anyway. On that sad note.
The last 3 topics.
Yeah, on that sad note. Excuse, guys. These things happen. Wusa, my brother. Wusa. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us on another episode of the PlugCast. It's been real, it's been lovely, it's been dope. We'll see you guys next week with more topics from your boys, Chubbito, from your mans,
MakThata.
Hey, we'll catch you guys next week.